Now a lot of the stones show, I believe it's thermal digression or regression. It is heat melting. Now imagine if you were to take this Inca rope and have 3 or 4 guys on each side, or 100. They had a massive amount of manpower. And suppose it went back and forth across my wrist, even lightly. What do you get the first thing? You get it starts to burn because of friction. Now suppose that you had diorite embedded in this, or somehow embedded, and you were doing this stonework. Now the first thing to remember is the stones weren't actually put right together when this was done. The stones always had a gap, and what the rope did was it would take off an equal amount on this side and this side, and a little bit off this side and this side. Then they would take the stone and push it closer to the mating stones, and they would keep doing this over and over again. If they wanted to, in my theory, they could actually take this rope and cut the whole stone down to nothing. But they couldn't do it on the smaller stones. They needed a lot of weight. The smaller stones would have moved. The round stones, they would have moved. They wouldn't stay stationary. They needed the stones to stay stationary. That's why if you look on Machu Picchu, you see a lot of their stone terraces. They're rocks, but they're not cut like this because they're too small. So that's the way I believe they did it. Now if you watch the rest of the videos on this, and keep an open mind, it is a very interesting theory. Now I'm not sure if it's all correct, but according to the historical record of what was left behind and how they could have done it with basic tools and their technology, this is the only way it could have been done. You have to ask yourself, in the museums down there are a lot of these wedges. What are they there for? And they were made from long rocks. They had perfectly round handles for 2 hands. What are you looking at? And they were made of rock. Why not make them of wood? Well, wood would not work between stones that were this heavy. And in order for the stone saw to go across, the rope saw to go across and remove the diorite detritus, the stone would naturally want to sink down and pinch the rope. Well, if they had the wedges in there, it wouldn't do that. And they are wedges, you see? So they can, the farther that you push them in, the higher they can go. So that is what I believe was done with that. See you next video.